Your read aloud today is on the Get Epic website again. They have so many good books about the American presidents that I'm going to use them several times in the next couple of weeks. This one is Theodore Roosevelt. He is the 26th president. Theodore Roosevelt, the 26th president. Taking action. Theodore Roosevelt was always taking action. As a boy, he worked hard to make himself healthy. As president, he worked to make the country stronger. He also made it a better place to live, a better place for all Americans to live. Now, he was known as a very strong leader, and he served as president from 1901 to 1909. So that was over 100 years ago. Getting over an illness. Theodore Roosevelt was born in 1858 in New York. As a child, he had very bad asthma. Some of you may have asthma. Theodore exercised a lot, however. He spent lots of time outdoors. He became stronger. This helped him overcome his illness. So, starting out, when Theodore Roosevelt grew up, he worked in politics. At age 23, he was elected to the New York state government. There, Roosevelt worked hard to make laws that helped people. Yet he also made time for outdoor adventure. He really liked spending time outdoors. He took many trips to North Dakota, and he hunted and rode horses and raised cattle. Boy, I can't talk today. It says, here's a picture of him hunting buffalo. Rough Riders. In 1898, the United States went to war against Spain. Roosevelt led soldiers in the war. He and his soldiers were called the Rough Riders. The Rough Riders won important battles. So this is not a picture, but a painting of Roosevelt leading his troops as the Rough Rider, becoming president. After the war, Roosevelt went back to politics. In 1900, William McKinley was elected president. Roosevelt was his vice president. Sadly, McKinley was shot and killed a few months later. This meant that Roosevelt would be president. So he was the vice president. And if something happens to the president, then the vice president becomes the president. Roosevelt was 42 years old when he became president. Helping Americans. Roosevelt was rich, yet he wanted to help ordinary Americans. As president, he created laws that made businesses treat workers fairly. He also set aside large areas of forests as parkland. That way, all Americans could enjoy nature. Now, Roosevelt protected many important natural areas. This is a picture of Crater Lake in Oregon. I don't know about you, but that looks beautiful. Roosevelt in the world. Roosevelt played a big role in the world as well. In 1905, he helped end a war between Russia and Japan. A year earlier, he had workers begin digging the Panama Canal. This would be a shortcut for ships between the Atlantic and the Pacific Oceans. Remembering Roosevelt. Roosevelt kept helping people even after he left office. He continued to be a leader in politics. People listened to his ideas. Today, we still see his ideas in action. And guess who is on Mount Rushmore that we talked about when we were talking about American symbols? Well, there is Roosevelt right there on Mount Rushmore. This national park in North Dakota is named after Roosevelt, and today millions of people visit the parklands that Roosevelt helped protect. About 1,400 ships cross the Panama Canal each year, so things were able to get from one place to another much easier by ship because he helped create the Panama Canal, which joined those two oceans. And again, this is called a timeline, and the timeline shows major events in the life of Theodore Roosevelt from the time he was born until the time he died in 1919. All right, that is called a timeline. There are some facts and quotes about Mr. Roosevelt, and here are some of the things that he said that we can take lessons from. We must dare to be great. It's not okay just to be good. We must dare to be great. The only man who makes no mistakes is the man who never does anything. And that's true because we all make mistakes, but we have to keep trying. So the only man who makes mistakes is the man who never does anything. So that's a story about Theodore Roosevelt. And again, it is on getepic.com.